there is Christianity. And we need to be concerned with that. I think if we've heard anything in this presentation this morning, and if we heard anything at this conference, is that, folks, we have to stop evangelizing. We have to stop missionizing. We have to move beyond the ability. We have to move beyond our own concepts of what is right and open our mind to other ways of looking at things. We talk about democracy, and I go back to the phrase, the concepts of, there's a right wing and there's a left wing in most of our societies, but they're all a part of the same damn bird, The right wing is only a little more, the left wing is a little more right than left, or right. It's the same concepts, the same economic concepts that are being employed throughout the world. And we need to stop that. We need a transformation. And I think the concepts, and I certainly thank the Indigenous peoples at this conference for being here. And I certainly encourage you to go downstairs, people, because their presentations are not being heard. They're being ignored. Go downstairs and listen and learn. We encourage you to take the initiative to go down there, to look at the Lodge of Nations and the impacts and the wisdom that's being talked about down there will have an impact. We've heard Uncle's conversation this morning about the ice around our heart. To bring about change, we need to begin to chip away of that ice. We need to look at new concepts. And we also we talked about a university of ecological study and a university of how to live. And I give to you, that university exists already in Indigenous communities. By and large, the 5 axioms of religions are derived from Indigenous thought, of primitive thought, if you will, of pagan thought, and somehow made formal, and that stuff is put aside. That the roots of each of our contemplation, of each of our thinking, our religious orientation, is derived from Indigenous thought, from earth-based knowledge, earth-based spirituality. I'm confident that at one point in time in history of each of your religions, that all of you ran naked through the woods. All of you. And understood what has been talked about. That there is a relationship with the earth. That relationship is strong and is binding, and it dictates how to live as good human beings. At home we call it good work. How to be a good, responsible person. And that's all we ask of you, is how to be good and how to be a responsible human being. At home, we come from a religious, spiritual understanding of earth healing and earth renewing. We have ceremonies. The Wela Wela Ga ceremony. It's a 10-day ceremony, 20-day ceremony to prepare for it. It is designed to heal the earth, to bring things back in balance, to raise up the good and put down the evil. Following that ceremony, we have an earth renewal ceremony. And that earth renewal ceremony is to bring forth new life, to create new life. We all have that responsibility as human beings. Healing the earth is a man's responsibility that we need to understand, and we need to do that again. We accumulate wealth like hoarders accumulate junk. Wealth of the billionaires is a hoarding mentality. Work of, an evil society, a mental inability to understand spiritual relationships, the hoarding of wealth within the diocese that we see, gold being pulled from the ground and stolen from indigenous communities now grace the halls of religious and grace the halls, basically, of all of the churches, all of the synagogues. Everywhere we see these big phallic symbols, if you will, of man-made structures. That we have people contributing money to make that happen and expand that on a daily basis. What we don't have is people contributing money, contributing resources to begin to heal themselves of this hoarding mentality, to heal the earth. And before I end, I'd like to point to these concepts. These concepts were developed by indigenous peoples who want to take the lead in saying, we heard about all of the crises. We've heard about the impacts that we are currently experiencing worldwide.